That's what everybody's saying.
Good. I tested some material there and it didn't work, so I'm not going to say it. So what? It's been what, 6 weeks since I've done this. So yeah, this is the downside of doing lives, but having other people help means Aaron forgets to unmute himself when he starts talking. Try it again. All right. So all right. I'm Aaron. The voice that you can hear and not see, that's Jody.
That's me. Hey, my name's on the screen even. That's kind of cool.
We're next level right here. And this is a special treat. We have guest stars. They're more like cameos. We have guest cameos that we're going to do real quick because I don't actually want these guys having anything to do with what I'm doing. So this is my thing. They can show up for a second. But no, this week, you guys have seen, hopefully you watched our year-end video where we talked about like everything we made over the last year. And you got to meet everybody on our video production team. This week, we actually did an in-person summit, remember meetings where you used to be in rooms with people that weren't virtual? We did one of those. And we're lucky enough to get the whole team out here, and they're all here right now. So real quick, I want to say, here's Tyson. We'll start with Tyson. Which you guys already, I mean, he streamed like 2 weeks ago, so he already, I mean, yeah, whatever, Tyson. He also lives here.
Whatever.
It's less exciting, but but he does that.
Go downstairs.
So additionally, we have another streamer, Eric Sargent's in the house. So
hey everybody. I was gonna wear my green jacket, but if I do that, I disappear. So I took it off.
I can see that.
See,
jacket.
Production. I said production. So we also have Donovan Ewings here. So you guys have probably heard Donovan. Donovan was on the live stream with Eric last week.
Yep.
So
and we'll be moving forward.
That's right. And in-house, we've flown in all the way from Oklahoma, spared no expense. Well, I mean, coach, but. And last but not least, Matt's here. So Matt, it's been 2 weeks since you've heard his voice, and awesome intro and all that stuff. So
yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, Friday, SketchUp Live Day in the studio? You kidding me?
Let back up. Go for
Kick it off. Kick it off. All right, that's it for me. Back to the SketchUp.
So I had to say hi. They're here. They're hanging out. So we wanted to at least pop in and say hello. But yeah, now they're going to go do important work while I get to model for you guys. So
I don't know what was on Matt's shirt, but it looked very glittery on screen. It was awesome.
He has like a forest green shirt. So it's not light enough to disappear in the chroma key with the rest of the background, but where the light hits it, yeah, it sparkles. It was kind of fun. All right, we're here. It is awesome to see you guys. It's cool to be streaming again. It's been really fun for me to get to see what other people do on streams. You guys probably know this is about year 5 or 6 of me doing live streams, and not all of it's been great. I'll just be honest, but it's been fun. It's been really cool this last year, though, to get Eric and Tyson involved and get them streaming and see how they model stuff differently. They pick different topics, so it's really been cool. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I'd love to hear from you in the chat. Let me know who your favorite live streamer is. I promise, whoever you want to pick, it's not gonna. But whose sessions have you really enjoyed? Would love to hear that. And I gotta say, it's been a while since you and I have been able to host together, Jody. I'm trying to remember the last time I got to hang out with you.
Yeah, it feels like I haven't done any live streams since like Thanksgiving or something. I guess maybe there was one in December, but
we took some time off. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so many people, so much time between streams now.
I know. And for those of you, I don't know how many people were actually in there, but we did have a period there in the pandemic where we started streaming multiple times a week and from home, and that was mostly, if not all, me and Jody. So it was a good time.
We had some 3 days a week streams. Those were definitely interesting.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Talk about content.
Yes.
Anytime anybody says, "Oh, don't do it too often because you'll run out of stuff to do," I hold my beer. Let me show you some things. Yeah. All right. So we're going to get into it this week. We are going to talk.
Hey,
Oh,
Before you get started,
yes.
I did want to pass something along from Keggy. He said that he wanted to let you know, thanks for the book. It's kept him quiet and out of her hair for a while now.
I had no idea I would write a book on SketchUp could be used as a marital aid. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Keggy. I hope you enjoy it. That was hope you learned something new, as always. Awesome.
And now you can get into it.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Yeah, let's dive in. So we're going to talk about something. This topic has come up. I think we've talked about this multiple times on the live stream, and that, of course, is AI image generation. There is no direct tie right now between any AI and SketchUp models. There are some AI generators out there that do 3D modeling, but I liken the 3D models that get created in those as like clay models created in a kindergarten class. They're all lumpy and weird, and it's not there yet.
Not there.
Not there.
And fingers will be the last thing to arrive because they're not even there for 2D stuff.
Let's get into this. Yeah. So we're going to talk about where AI has its place, especially in this live stream right now. Okay, so we had somebody reach out to us, Jack Danberg. I wasn't sure I was going to keep an eye. Did Jack? Oh, there he is. He's in there. Hey, Jack, how's it going? So Jack reached out to us and told us about a project he was working on, which was using AI to generate imagery of cabins. So they all had kind of a cyberpunky kind of lean to them, and very cool work. We posted 3 of them in the forum. So if you're already not on there, forums.sketchup.com. We posted 3 of them and asked you guys which one of these should we model first, and we got back pretty definitive results. 2/3 of you guys picked the same cabin. So we are going to take that cabin and we're going to model it here and just kind of look at how this could work. Because, I don't know, I guess I'll save ranting about AI until after we've started modeling something. We're almost 10 minutes in this and nothing's gotten happened yet. So let me start by importing the image. We could look at it and then we'll go from there. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm actually pull this image in 2 different ways. The first one I'm going to do is I'm just going to import it as an image. So I'm going to pull this in, import it as an image, import it, and I'm just going to throw it real big. So we can start by just looking at it. Okay, so this is Jack's awesome Midjourney cyberpunk cabin in the woods. So as a medium to like look at content or take ideas and just workshop ideas, I think this is exactly what AI is for, right? Like, how long would it take you to do iterations of shapes and that kind of stuff, even in something as quick as SketchUp, to go in and until you get to something like this? I think it's a really cool idea. I love Jack. Great job. These are really cool cabins. So this is what we're going to do is we're going to take this idea of this cabin, of this shape, and we're going to bring it into the real world and actually try to make something out of this. And it's going to be fun.
So do you think that there's like some sort of illusion or transparency? Are they using transparent aluminum up there on the top where there's a top and then all of a sudden there's not a top, like it disappears there?
Or maybe there's a tree inside the house and this is actually coming up from inside. Maybe.
Nice. Okay. I
Incorporate
can see that,
nature. Yeah. Okay. This is the thing about AI art, right? It's getting better and better. I was thinking talking to somebody about this. I'm like, think about using Midjourney or DALL-E or something like that 6 months ago versus now. It's totally different because the more people use it, the smarter it gets, the better it gets. But I don't know that Midjourney knows that this is a window. It knows that there are these on cabins, there's these geometric shapes that are lighter colored than the rest. So, so you look at stuff and you kind of come in here and go, what is this line going this way? In some of the images it's looking at, maybe that's a reflection, or maybe there's something inside that regularly happens that has a... So it's interesting. It's just interesting to look at and try to figure out, what is this? But as a way to convey an idea, it is pretty cool. Because like I would not sit down in SketchUp or even like hand drawing or anything else and go, what about a shape that's kind of a rounded rectangle on one side and then kind of comes out like an airstream and then a trapezoid sticking off the edge?
That's where Han kind of ducked back there and hid from the atset.
That's right. That's where that's the guarded entrance to the bunker.
Yes.
So
there you go. So this is going to be an AI, Aaron's interpretation of AI, artificial intelligence.
Man, I had that joke written up and you just pounced on it already. That's awesome.
Sorry. I didn't even know you wrote it up. I'm sorry if I just stole any of your thunder, virtual thunder, or
that's what you're here for.
Thunder.
That's what you're here for.
Right.
Okay. So as far as getting in and modeling this, there was a couple things that I played with the idea of doing. So true to the way I do this thing, I haven't done anything other than look at this image. This is the first time I pulled it into SketchUp. I just downloaded it like 10 minutes before we started. I was thinking, like, maybe we'll play around with match photo or something like that. I'm not even going to bother. And let me show you why. So I look at the lines on here, and everything I think, here, this one right here. Oh, there's a little bit of vanishing. Maybe it would work. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just looking at the lines. I'm like, they're so fuzzy and kind of sketchy and AI looking that I wasn't sure if match photo would even do any good for me. What do you guys think? I'll put this to you. We could just say yes or no. In the chat, should we try match photo on this? Yes or no. We'll give you about 10, 15 seconds. Yes. Yes, use it. No, don't use it.
All right. Starting now.
Now we just wait for you to catch up with the stream. Latency, lag, all that stuff. Photo match it.
One yes.
No.
One no. Oh, man. It's canceling each other out. Oh. What are we going to do? Where's this going to go?
Yes. Yes. Oh, Lawrence, they're outvoting you. Quick, log on another computer and vote against it. All right. Yeah, we got a lot of yeses.
All right. I guess it's dealer's choice. It's pretty much even down the line.
All right. We'll give it a shot. All right. I'm going to put this on its own tag so I can just turn it off.
I'm looking forward to when you get the initial rough done, and then you go inside and create some of the furniture based on those weird whatever's happening inside those windows. Because I feel like that looks like just a really big bathroom with windows all the way around it.
It looks like a sauna when you look in there. Like maybe there's a seat here or here, and that's all this wood paneling.
That low light looks like it's a light on the back of a toilet, though.
It does.
I'm not super comfortable with. Maybe I would be. I don't know. No, there's an outhouse though on the outside over there.
So that's how you interpreted that?
Because what speaks of modernity than having an outhouse with
that's right,
orange LEDs?
That's the one. All right, so I'm going to throw this on that reference, and again, as is usually the case, I'm not going to kill this. But if we can get a initial massing quick and easy in match photo, we'll do it. But if not, no big deal. So let's try it. Let's go back to import. We're gonna
it does look like this. It looks like a grow house. This was Jack's comment. It does look like that.
I was just gonna say a shed, but that's cool.
Oh.
All right, I'll bring this in as a match photo.
Every time I look at even like real houses, like on Dwell, which is invariably a house with 75% windows, I always think of how like just our largest window in our living room here gets kind of foggy because it's a double pane thing, and sometimes we get fog between the lenses. Or
Mm-hmm.
how many times have you been into like some restaurant where it's just all cloudy, the glass is all cloudy? Like
Mm-hmm.
having that much glass never seems to go well in my experience.
Yeah, I can get behind that statement.
I do. Okay, so one comment was, in the not too distant future, we won't even need SketchUp for this. And I do wonder, like, what would AI look like if added to SketchUp? What kind of AI things could there be?
That's
Like, it feels like it doesn't have to be a do everything, but there seems like there are just some level of, could AI automatically take imported DWG files and properly assign things to layer or name groups more intuitively?
Yeah, I think it's funny because, and you and I have been in conversations about this, Jody, but as soon as something becomes, AI starts spitting stuff out, there's this uproar, right? The machines are taking our job kind of mentality, like, oh, what about the artists? I struggle a little bit with worrying about that because, I mean, people freaked out when, it became real easy to get like a Cintiq or something like that and do virtual paintings, because that's not real art. You're not real art unless you have paint on your hands. And I kind of think the similar thing here. I think there's a lot of opportunity for AI to help. And yeah, like you're saying, where's that spot where it does a good job of giving us a hand in the monotonous parts, or the parts that don't lend themselves to human creativity. So,
Well, so like Jack initially commented saying that they really got the clouds and the trees right.
Yeah.
But then just now they also then commented that Entourage AI, which the fact that they get trees and clouds right means,
yeah,
I built a building, an AI that could actually kind of fill in everything else.
that would be cool.
Would be a win.
Yeah.
Kind of neat how the scale figure ended up inside the grow house there.
I was just going to say, this is almost the perfect scale. I don't even really need to mess with it at all, but yeah. All right. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to see how that works out.
So Braden said I would just arc over that part on the top that vanishes, which probably, it kind of looks like about the point that is vanishing, it looks like there's a sort of a curve there.
Yeah.
So you could probably...
Well, what's hard to tell really, so this roof line looks continuous, and then it looks like maybe this is a flat surface behind it, or this goes up over it. I don't know. I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with this block right here. Okay, so I'm going to start.
I think where I think AI would be useful is, I thought it was absurd whenever we started having, talking to Siri, but like if you could be doing something, and while you're doing something, say, oh God, I want that pitch to be, 612 or whatever. Like you're muttering things and it's capturing those parts and mathing it out for you. Because that was one of the suggestions, is let it do the maths.
Oh, you guys know I'll back that plan up all day long.
So I was on. Okay, so I have an iPhone, and there's this whole thing with shortcuts on all Mac devices, where you can create a shortcut based on conditions that happen. And it was in like the subreddit for somebody creating shortcuts, and they literally used Chat GPT, which is the kind of the chat AI, and then they had some other coupling to work it all out of shortcuts. And I saw like this 5-minute demo of them basically creating a more effective alternative to Siri than Siri, just using shortcuts on their Apple phone. So
it's real.
I feel like this year is going to be an explosion of new AI bits.
I could see that. All right. So that was not bad. I was not quite sure what that would do for me, but I'm kind of liking how that got me started with a thing. I have a scale. I have an initial set of geometry to work with. I do want to, so I went back and forth on this, right? So here's the example of the thing that I'm struggling with. So over here, this chunk of the house kind of disappears into, finger modeling land, where it just kind of disappears, but it's obviously not a straight line. So do I try to match that, or do I go, no, this is what a real cabin inspired by this thing would be? And I kind of want to go for like, what would really more real get built, as opposed to saying, here's that weird corner. But that is pretty cool. That turned out way better than I thought it was going to. Like the match photo, I mean, that I'm very surprised that turned out the way it did.
I feel like that's where AI would come in useful, right? Is with point cloud data or with something like this, where if it can figure out the straight edges and create an initial massing from an image like this, that would be another useful inside of SketchUp kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let match photo become AI, where it's working out the bits.
Right. I like that a lot. Okay, so I'm going to grab this.
It doesn't look nearly as cool every time you pan out of the moody background.
Sorry.
You need a
I need to set the background
you need a cloudy overlay.
Well, we can get close with styles. Let's just real quick. We'll come mood this up a little bit. Turn the ground on. Let's get some nice dark.
So when do you think you'll start saving? Like, how long do you want to wait to do that?
Boy, you guys just suck the fun out of everything.
I'm only offering up what Transom suggested. Personally, I think you should not save at all. I think that is in line with using artificial intelligence.
Fine.
Everything is just happening out there in the ether. Why save?
That's all I need. I just need Siri to pop up and go, hey, why don't you save, buddy? I'd be perfectly good if that happened. All right. It's closer. I'm closer to the same mood now. Okay, so now we do have to tackle this, because I definitely see this shape coming off the back. The question I have is, how does that tie in with this? What is this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I feel like that's the question about that chunk, and then the next part after that is like, how does that tie in? Like, they just kind of sticking stuff on the back to say, this is sort of cabiny.
If you really look at this right here, this looks like it's taken off of an A-frame, and then it looks actually open. Like, I see more trees back here, and this is tying back. So, and it's actually up kind of on like a berm or something. See that? The ground kind of comes up to it.
Yeah.
Oh, gonna have to get crafty. This is making stuff up time. Let's go.
If you're going to pay attention to the ground plane, you're also going to have to figure out exactly how this is floating or cantilevered or whatever is going on underneath that thing.
You're right. All right, so I'm going to. I tend to when I use match photo, I end up kind of creating work planes in here that I can come back with and kind of, from that start figuring out where these shapes are going to be, because working in match photo can be a little bit tough. See, I'm kind of picturing something like that. I don't know how it hooks up though. So
it doesn't matter. All that matters is the foreground.
Doesn't look good in this one view. So from there, if I
it's interesting is, so Lawrence commented that section kind of looks like a caravan, aka camper.
Right, absolutely.
At the same time, Transom said it looks like a place to go glamping. Which, yeah, both of those
sounds the same.
Like dragging something modern out into the woods.
All right, so if I look at that, see how if I had a shape like this, how would that line up? Okay. I kind of get that. I agree with, oh, no, wait, hold on. I got an idea here. I got an idea. This line right here. All right. How, oh, that's way further over than I thought it was. Here's a thought I had.
Let's hear it. I'd love to hear thoughts.
All right. That something like this continues over. See how that fills that in?
Sure. Yeah. That's where the ductwork is coming in, right? So the back stuff is where all of the main infrastructure is, all your HVAC and everything, and then it just pipes it into that corner. So you're living in the big kind of glass building.
Could be. Yeah. Got the solar panels are back here. They're just out of sight. Can't see them. But this is my storage goes up there to my solar cabin or my solar shed there. All right, but I think I'm satisfying the shape pretty well, right? I mean, you guys tell me, like, am I way off base there? I think I'm pretty close to, I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit, but like I don't like this break as much.
I feel like
continuous
the shape is good. I think actually the challenge in this is trying to realize what this, like, how to make this actually be a real thing, or why this design would have happened.
I like that. The story behind the design.
Yes.
Ooh, I mean, that sounds like a piece of content I would listen to. Okay. I'm going to make some, actually, make it taper off the other direction. And I mean, to be honest, the other thing that we'd really would have to be conscious of would be this roof. I can't have like just a flat roof like that, right? That's going to cause problems eventually. So
in this super cloudy, rainy climate, I think that
exactly,
you can end up some puddling.
But since I can't actually see it from this side, I'm going to assume that the roof comes towards this. So this is the low side right here, right on these two. And then maybe it's something like, I'm going to take this back up for right now. All right, and I'll take this line and I will rotate that 45 degrees. Go, and I can grab this. Whoops. That line was broken. So it messed with my auto fold. All right, we'll take that and we'll just move it up. Not a lot. We'll move it up 1 foot and see, can that roof slope be seen? So look at that. We got that little tiny bit of a pitch there, enough that it would shed some water, and it can't be seen from where we're at. Let's see if we go up another 12 inches, what happens? Is that too high? I think that might be too high. Nope. All right. Look, reality. Reality just happened.
You should go turn off the animation so that we don't have to watch it re-home every time you do that.
Fine. Hold on. You know, while I'm in here in file, take that AI.
Yeah.
Always bossing me around. This fake AI I just asked for apparently really got it under my skin, and I'm mad at it already. What was I doing? Oh, animation.
Animation.
There we go. All right. Bam! Look at that. We're in there. Okay. I like this. This is looking good. All right. So now this shape comes across to about there. All right. Yeah. Let's continue on with making logical sense of this. You know, it's kind of funny. So I'm going to go off topic for a sec. But some of you guys know that I do like Marvel movies, that kind of stuff. Been watching or been reading comics since I was a little kid. And I have to say, one of my favorite parts, my favorite things about Marvel movies is the way they take something fantastical, right? The stuff that could only exist in a comic book, and they make it, real, like the real world. And I'm kind of getting that vibe right now doing this. Is like, here's a thing that doesn't exist and it couldn't. How do we make it into a real thing? And it's kind of fun. So I'm basically Kevin Feige is what I'm saying right now.
I think that's what we're all saying, honestly.
Yeah, I get it.
And if anybody's not saying it, they're thinking it.
That's right. I appreciate that. Thanks for backing me up, guys. Okay.
Now I got to go figure out what my prompt was. Jack posted what his prompt was for whenever he pushed this up to Midjourney. I feel like that is the skill that is going to be evolving, is people figuring out a prompt. Because I mean, we're less than 5 years away from AI writing code as well. I mean, this is not coming after artists. This is coming after engineers too.
Yeah. So watch out, engineers. No, I'm just kidding. I don't feel that way at all.
Well, and I don't think it's coming after them. I think the biggest problem is if we can get all. I feel like what needs to happen in schools at this point is we need to be focusing on ethics, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of unethical behavior coming down the pike with this stuff.
I personally, any energy we want to put into teaching young people ethics, I will support. So if it's if it's AI generation ethics, awesome. I'm good with that too.
All of the above,
etc., etc. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a quick arc on this corner because we have something like that. Cool. How far did I push that in? Because I want to be consistent on that. We'll just say 1 inch. All right. See, I feel like I've veered away right here, because this does feel like it has a hard slope and then transitions into that. So I kind of feel like I want to go, just do something more like that. Okay, I just caught myself doing something, which was got to make sure I match the slope on that, and realize that slope that I'm matching is just some shape I arbitrarily drew in.
It's easy to match something that you made up.
Oh, it doesn't matter at all. Okay.
Imagination, you might call it.
Ooh. Hey, look at that. I matched the shape.
All right, we're done. Thanks for coming, everybody.
All right. Next week, Eric's going to be back. No, we can do a little more. We'll do a little bit more. Trying to clean out some of these.
I think AI could probably do, like the terrain, the randomized terrain plugins, or I feel like there will be some capability for those extensions.
Yeah.
Over time.
Well, that's some of the stuff. Like you were just, I think one of the things that'll be big is going to be that sort of thing. Where can I teach something my preferences and have it do that busy work? I think Entourage is the perfect example. Having it come in and go, all right, this is on a busy street corner, this new building is, with, fairly good agricultural landscaping kind of stuff, and have it go in and drop in those pieces, trees, flower boxes, garbage cans, people walking by, cars. I think that stuff, that's not difficult. That should be doable, right? Come on, AI, catch up.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Just sitting on your hands?
Just relaxing, man. All right. I'm going to take these breaks in the windows. So here's a place where our so those are where the windows are. So I'm just going to do a standard offset here, say 2 inches. Now it's too blocky. Back it all up. Back it up. Oops. Backed up too much.
I am appreciating that you put proper mood into the background there.
Good.
That's what I needed.
I'm glad I was able to do that for you, Jody. You know what? I didn't even ask. I feel rude. How was everybody's holiday season? It's been so long since I've been here. Anybody get up to anything especially exciting over the last month or so? Month or two?
Not me. I've been staying home. That's kind of my new, it's my thing. I stay home a lot.
Kind of sounds like just how life is.
My youngest is getting big into theater, so pretty much from the last half of November all the way through the end of the year, they had performances at least once or twice a week, and then just them wanting to go and help out with it. So we've been hanging out a lot at the local theater.
That's cool.
Yep. What about you? You doing anything exciting?
No, absolutely not. Nothing at all.
Writing a book, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Are we talking about that book yet? Is that a secret?
No, I don't think so. Yep, working on the second book, another one. So that'll be fun. Yeah, gonna doing a book on 3D printing. So that's fun.
I like we were talking about Midjourney because that's what did this, but the other big one. What is that other AI? No, I didn't even remember what it was
Wall-E?
called.
Dolly.
Yeah. Dolly. Because I saw something that's saying that they're now actively working on, since you mentioned 3D printing, they're actively working on an AI for 3D modeling and predicting they'll be able to make 3D printable models within the next like 3 years or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because it's not always simple to get models print ready when you're creating them. Works good for me because then, you got to buy a book to find out how. And then,
Yeah, but as soon as AI comes on the scene and starts doing the stuff, you're going to have to rewrite your... Oh, wait. There's a rewrite. That's just more books to sell.
That's right.
That's where
no,
the big
I have
bucks
decided.
start
I mean,
rolling.
I'll tell you guys, you're the first ones to hear this, but so I was approached to write the book that ended up being called Taking SketchUp Pro to the Next Level by a publisher. And I said, yeah, that sounds fun. I've never written a book. I will try that. And then before I was done with that, they said, would you be interested in writing another book on 3D printing in SketchUp? And I like 3D printing. And I was like, sure, yeah, I'll give that a shot too. And now, if they said, hey, want to do one more? I'm going to have to say no. No. Done. No. Thank you. No. So, yeah, it's been fun, but I did it. I'm done. Yeah, I'll finish with that.
I would like to see... well, I haven't actually read your book. Yeah, I didn't get a free copy. And
I didn't either.
I don't buy
I had to
hard
pay for the
media.
ones I have at home.
Yeah. Presuming that it has any of your flair or whatever, maybe there still needs to be another layout book. Can always be another layout book, right? No comment. Look at that. I like how you bite your lip. You're just like, how can
I'm busy.
I'm busy. I'm gonna be out of town that week.
So,
Sorry.
it's okay. In all seriousness, getting back to this real quick. So here I have a shape that, whatever this shape is, that's why I got to develop this shape out, is connecting up to the back of this piece. So, when you have something like a match photo. As soon as you orbit away from the main view, the match photo goes away because it only works from that one specific camera view. So what I'll do in those cases is come around the back, get a plane to create. I like to use four-sided shapes because it's easier to like adjust against the axes, right? Pull a shape out and then adjust the height and width so it lines up with the geometry. So what I can do is I draw this, select it, jump back over here, and now use push-pull to pull it out until it gets to about where I want. So as I look at that, that's me about there. And then I'm going to take that shape, push-pull again, and then I'm going to go vertically and push that up. All right, so what that gave me is now I know in space where that point is. So the actual square cube here doesn't really matter. Like all I really wanted to get was this line coming out because this line shows me where this triangle's at. And with that, now I could actually come in here and say, pull this across like that. I could draw this up to here, and I have that triangular shape. Now I could actually figure out what to do with it. Oop, I went the wrong way though. I wanted to come out. I mean, it could be going that way, but I want to see it on this plane. Yeah. So now I can figure out what that looks like. And I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. Kind of
looks pretty good to me.
Maybe I'll pull this out and this out.
So what that is just like a little place to park your hover bike.
Maybe so. Maybe this is, yeah.
That's a garage.
See that shape? Oh, not quite, because I'd have to pull this. I had to pull this in. Pull it all the way over to here. I kind of feel like that's like more like a vestibule on a tent. You have that triangle of fabric that folds down, you stake out. Kind of like a hard-sided version of that. Ooh, this is kind of cool. You know, I kind of like this because I don't know if you're like me. It is, and I assume you are because you're spending your time here, so we got something in common. But it's fun to go in and just like start modeling shapes. This is why one of the things that Jody and I did over the pandemic when we were doing multiple models per week, we had to come up with things to model. So we did a lot of machine part modeling where we took example CAD drawings and modeled them exactly as they were on the plans in SketchUp. And it's cool because it's a fun thing to do where you're like, well, I just want to model something. What can I model? Here you go. Go ahead and model this. This is kind of fun because this is a shape that, you know, if I was to sit down and model a cabin, right? If I gave myself that prompt, I'd probably end up with like a log cabin shape or maybe a single slope, tiny house type shape or something like that. But I wouldn't think to do this. This is really neat. Like, and now the designer part of my brain's like, okay, what's that for? And now I get to work backwards into that. Like, why does this thing exist? Yeah, maybe this. You know what? Here's what I like. Here's what I'm gonna tell you what this is for. I'm gonna do it right now. I don't even care.
It's curious how just a simple word like cabin, like what the different things that evokes, like nature being around it. You don't have a cabin in the middle of a city. And yeah, like logs or something natural materials is what comes to my mind. But I think it's fair that everybody doesn't use that.
So look, I think this is like storage back here. This is where the wood goes. You said this maybe the bike goes back here, but I have this open space now, which could totally be what's going on here. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to move this back so it lines up with this break right here. Awesome.
There you go.
Bam.
So Jack offered up a prompt which I then went and ran in Midjourney, and then I posted the results that I got back onto the forum.
Ooh,
And they're going and running the prompt to see what they get that's different. Because,
that is so cool.
like, how many different ways can you say the same thing, or how many different results are you going to get? I think I'm going to go in here because you can also get variations. I forget which is. Have you played with Midjourney? Have you done any prompts or anything with it? Or?
Oh. Sorry, I had to discipline my 3D mouse there. I have. I've played with it. It's been a while, honestly. A friend of ours, Chris Rosewarne, some of you guys might recognize that name. He is a designer for, help me out here. He designs for
movies,
major motion pictures. Yeah. He got into it during the pandemic and started posting his stuff. And then that's when I was like, oh, that's like fun. I gotta check that out. But yeah, I haven't been in it for a while. It's been a while since I've been on Midjourney.
I guess there's a recent update that's been pretty impressive. No matter what prompt I do, I just get kind of stuff that feels
Traditional
it doesn't quite
cabins.
feel like art per se. Yeah. But like if I go and look, they have a showcase of recent things that people have done. And I don't understand how people are, even if I copy their prompt, I do not get anything close to the same thing that they've created. And I don't understand, if they're not using the same wind that I'm using, is what this boils down to.
So I got that. That's a question that I have about this kind of AI. When you run this, are you does it learn from your previous generations? Like, does it change based on what you've put in before? Because I look at the ones you ran, Jody, and they look very similar to that initial one you created.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, AI, something's learning something somewhere, right?
Right. And I know you can specify like a style, but it doesn't seem to. Like in my experience, it doesn't really seem to matter. Like one of the things in Jack's prompt was hyper detail and designed by Marvel Studios. When I look at these things, they don't look hyper detail nor Marvel-y. So I'm not quite sure what the AI was doing in its effort to duplicate this. And then I see sometimes people that appear to post an image as a starting point. Could I do that as an artist? Could I do that instead? Was take my art to AI and then have it create variations?
I have seen some pretty cool stuff where that is the case, where people take their own photos or whatever else, and then give this to me in a different style. Or I think that's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm just messing with shapes right now, so and just listening and enjoying the conversation. So I apologize for not
having other things to say.
Not doing anything besides that, yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest downfall with things like Midjourney and DALL-E is you have a finite number of prompts, and it feels like it takes a lot of time. So far, for me, takes a lot of finagling to get good at writing prompts.
And I think that therein lies the art form. I think that there will be people who end up really having the keywords, the buzzwords. Like even right now, like we're a company, we put ads out and we're on social media and that kind of stuff, but we still work with other companies who are, specialized in search engine optimization. I think there's going to be, that's going to be like an emerging, I don't know if it'll be an actual industry or it's just a, consultant, but learning exactly how to do that, takes a little bit of work. All right. I think I got my shell. I think this is what I want for a shell. This is the initial piece. I kind of like this. Some of the stuff seems a little bit tenuous. This seems a little bit small for holding a roof up over a piece of glass, but I'm gonna let it go.
this is a space age building using space age materials.
That's right.
Those windows are actually probably transparent aluminum. So
That could be.
much stronger than they appear to be.
So here's my thought. Here's what I got going on right now. Okay, so we have like, this is kind of the sitting room. This is nice, big open space, multi-purpose room, probably in a cabin like this is probably, maybe the kitchen's on the far side. Actually, maybe the kitchen's here under here. You know, this is the living room, dining room kind of space. Back here, we actually have an entryway that's kind of pushed back in a little bit. You come in here, maybe this is, you know, the bathroom's across from it, that sort of thing. I'm picturing this as maybe being bedroom, something like that, off on the end. And then, yeah, we have our external storage. Maybe this is firewood. This is, like you're saying, bikes or outdoor stuff. But that outline fits pretty close to what we got going on here, which is super cool. And all right, I got some opinions to ask. I'm not saying we're going to do this, but if we were to do something like this, take a photo of something that didn't exist and said, hey, we're going to do a competition. Would you guys be up for that? Would you participate? How many people here would take an hour out of their day to take a photo like this and create an outline in SketchUp that aligns with it? I would love to hear what you think. If you guys would do that. We haven't done competition in a while, so I would love to hear what you guys think. If anybody would be willing to join in on a competition like that, let me know in the comments.
So you basically want them to be your AI.
I'm taking a second. See, intelligence. It's the I, Aaron Intelligence.
Nice.
I'm going to take a photo that somebody else created, and I'm going to send it out and say it's a competition, and it gets created. Yeah. Think how much time I'll save on these live streams if somebody else just models it for me.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the future right there. Transom and Jack are both in.
Awesome. We got to start. All right. I'm going to say, this is where I'm going to
You want to rephrase that? Cyanide's asking model an AI image. Is that what the challenge is?
Yeah.
Are you basically saying do what I'm doing right now?
Exactly. Yeah. So if we took something like this, the challenge would be, you know, import it as a match photo. So your final design, we want to line up kind of like this, but then, you know, you take it further to add some details, add whatever materials. And yeah, what do you think?
So who creates the initial image? Where does that come from?
You're asking for a lot of details for something I just thought up. I don't know.
Well, people, the world has questions.
Oh, man.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, let's say we provided that initial image, right? So it came out. You guys don't have to make the image. The image already exists. You take that and you create something out of it. All right, so there's our front door, recessed back there.
That's interesting to see. So Gusbert pushed DALL-E versions or images based on the prompt that I had used in Midjourney.
Oh,
it's curious to see how these different things, cabins all end up looking, if you say snowy, I guess, then immediately, you know, pitched roof, lots of trees, fireplace. I don't know how anybody's staying warm in that thing you just built.
Haven't got there yet, I guess. I don't know. All right, I'm going to take this line across to here.
I would say give a prompt and let people go and run the prompt, but that means that you've got to go and actually create the account or deal with any of that account creation and account management stuff, or just learning how to walk the system.
Maybe we'll just lean on Jack. Jack seems to have this down.
Yeah. I would say maybe you post a prompt, and then you post maybe 3 images of results we got from that prompt, or 4 images, and then they could take that prompt and go and do something and try and get a different result as well. And that way, just That way it's a whole wide range of different things, not everybody recreating this exact same image.
That sounds good.
There you go.
You
Randy
got
wants
to
to know
figure it
if
out,
illicit
guys.
drugs can be used. Okay, so let's work on the prompt. Maybe Jack will be our prompt guy.
So we got a fairly this is a group of people who's into like sci-fi pretty much, as far as I could tell. Anybody here read Andy Weir's books, the guy who wrote The Martian?
I've read The Martian.
All right. Anything else? Anything else from him?
No.
I just finished one of his books called Project Hail Mary. And it was pretty wild.
It's a 2021 science fiction novel. It centers on junior high school teacher turned astronaut Ryland Grace, who wakes up from a coma. Oh, yeah. I love the classic wakes up from a coma afflicted with amnesia.
Yeah. It's a great
trope.
setting. I mean, how many first-person games have you played where that's the thing, right? You don't know who you are. Figure it out.
Yeah. That's the entire background of games, right?
That's
that way
exactly,
you don't
yeah.
have to have clever dialogue.
I don't want to have to write this. Let's just say you got to figure it out. Yeah.
Speaking of space travel, since we were vaguely almost there, I saw something saying that NASA has got some sort of competition. I think it's a competition, basically looking for people to come up with methods to get to Mars. That's as vague as I could possibly be with whatever this thing was about. But
like Mentos
comment
rockets,
was,
or
they're suggesting that using nuclear power, they could actually use propulsion and get us to Mars in like 45 days or something crazy fast like that comparatively. But the interesting part was, like, if you win this contract or if you win this competition, it's like $12,000, which seems dreadfully small for. Now I got to go look it up because
I'm trying to remember the last manned space mission, but wasn't that billions of dollars worth of stuff? I mean,
yeah, there's got to be more to this that
I feel like there's a disconnect there.
It's a student challenge. Okay, so students don't need money anyway.
That's fine. Yeah, because they get free education in our country anyhow, so that's not an important thing.
Right. Exactly. There you go.
Oh, did my cynicism show? Sorry.
It's dripping. It's dripping all down in your beard. Anyway, I don't understand why we're not using nuclear power for more of this stuff. It seems like it would be effective. Now I wish I knew where I'd done seen that originally.
I'm just adjusting my match photo real quick because I didn't like how the bottom of my model kept going under the ground plane. I don't like that about you either, Niraj. Get your butt back down. Man, just inconsiderate. Okay. All right. Man. That was kind of cool. That was kind of fun. So
Which part?
just modeling this. This was a neat thing to try to model. I really tried to, so there's a couple hard lines on here I wanted to try to follow. Right here. Yeah, and it was, and then these lines on the windows where, see the windows part is where I ran into some issues though, because it's definitely not straight. But get out of my face. Yeah, so like this right here, this, if I put that on there, it would actually be just cocked just a little bit, just off of straight vertical. Not enough that it would be like an accent, like, you know, like 30 degrees or something would be kind of a cool accent on a mullion on a window. But this is just a little bit off, and I think this is part of the, you know, this is doing business inside of the thing that we're working on here. But I want to take this a little bit further because I want to put some, sorry, my ear's itching. I want to put
Somebody's listening to you?
yeah. I want to put some materials on here, which I know not a thing I usually do, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get crazy with this, and I'm going to put some materials in. Try to match kind of the similar look and feel. So let's start with a brand new material. We'll make something from scratch. That's going to be that window material. So let's just get that nice warm orange color we saw, and then drop the opacity way down. Actually, I don't want to go too far down. I'm going to go like 50% and put that on all of my windows.
There you go. Hop over to the 3D warehouse, grab a toilet model, stick it in there.
Man, priorities. Jody's really concerned about that toilet. I'm going to come in and I'm going to bring this floor up just 1 inch, just right up to here. All right. There we go. Cool. Oh, wait, put that right here. I'll put that right here too. All right. For most of it, actually I might do this. I might go grab an almost black color and just color the whole thing that color and then work back up off of that. You know what I should probably be doing right now?
Something you haven't done since like 2 minutes into modeling this thing?
It's an activity the French call sauver. But yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm international like that. Okay.
You're international like something.
So over here, I got a couple. I'm kind of picturing this, but as being like, and actually some of this too, as being like reclaimed hardwood panels or something, you know? So I'm going to break this into several pieces. Like that. And then I want to throw some different wood panels on here. So I'm going to go back into my colors.
Oh, that's getting creative, because this thing does not look like it has wood panels. It looks like it's made out of metal. I think that's part of what makes it look so futuristic, is that it all looks like it's weathered concrete.
We can do rusty metal instead if that's what you'd prefer.
Sure, why not? I have to fill up my water bottle. Don't say anything clever while I'm gone.
Odds are against it anyhow. Don't worry about it. All right, and then this is a starting point. Don't panic yet. See, looks just like it. No, it doesn't. All right, so this kind of goes across like this. Oops. So what I can do when I get this in here, this is not a great material. It doesn't look just like this, but what I can do is I can take this and make it unique. And then I can take that unique texture and then we can kind of come in here and we can do some editing on it. So I might say, let's start off with making it a little bit darker. Oops, I didn't actually select the right material. There we go. Make it a little bit darker. Yeah, that looks good. And then maybe we'll do the same thing over here. I'll grab one of these, make it a little, oh, they're all the same. So what I have to do is come in, grab this, make unique. All right, and then we will go. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so Ever have that happen where you go in and you do something and then you try to repeat it and your brain goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never
Where did this come
seen
from?
that before in my life. All right.
I feel bad that I wasn't here to watch you making mistakes.
Oh, first time ever, Jody. Okay.
Hopefully you'll make some more.
I guarantee it. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I was just it all just kind of shut down for a second there. All right, let's go definitely deep orange, but then let's go a lot darker. Cool. Then you take this one, make it unique, which shows up here, select it, and then I can immediately like go in here and start changing that. Let's go almost, yeah, real dark with this guy. Oops. Another thing I can do, if I come in here, I can grab that.
I would be happy if we just had an AI in SketchUp that made our materials look sexier.
You know, I always told people that they're not supposed to be sexy because it forces you to go get better materials and bring them in. I don't know if that's fair.
It doesn't force me to do that. It just forces me to have a model that doesn't look as sexy as it could.
That's fair.
But maybe since now I know that it's what it's since you've offered it, since you're a best-selling author, I guess depends on
Absolutely.
where you
I made some
are
records.
best-selling. Okay. Then I should be listening to what you have to say.
Ooh, I like that.
Heeding your advice.
Can I use that at home? Hey, listen. I'm a best-selling author.
Critically acclaimed.
I don't know if I can claim that one. That may be a bridge too far.
That makes it sound really fancy, doesn't it? Scrolling, reading text here. Yeah, that's a good comment, I guess. I'll let it slide. It's tending to go sexy is getting taken completely into the wrong context when it comes to materials. So maybe sexy was not the right word to use.
Maybe you didn't do that right. Yeah.
Do-overs.
That sounds good.
Keggy thinks you're only going to get to use the best-selling author like once at home.
Okay. I'll save it. I'll save it for something good.
Yeah. Jack's comments. Yeah, these materials. SketchUp gets its materials from the old N64 games, which that's what it ends up feeling like. But hey, it's better than the old two color monitors. At least it's not. At least there's options.
How to make that a group? You know what I think I did? I've asked you guys this before, but I move my mouse over and the button comes down real low, real close to the table. And I think I just hit the power cord with it, and it somehow I clicked make it into a group.
Yeah, that sounds like a good excuse. I'd accept it.
Oh my gosh, what's going on? Undo, undo, undo. Just get out. I don't even know what's happening here. Wow, man. Okay, try it again. Whew. All right. Just want to make this darker. That's all I wanted. Make it rusty, make it dark.
So what did you and all the gang do while you were in the at the summit this week?
We talked about numbers and
This sounds exciting. Numbers. Wait, was there
Sorry.
math involved with these numbers, or are these artistic numbers?
So no, we talked about the content we had created over the last year, the content that was requested of us to make in the future, that kind of thing, and it was a lot of fun. It was definitely good to hang out with everybody, and I think that we're gonna have a good time in the next year. We're gonna see some cool new content get created. That'll be fun. So it's primarily video. Our whole team works on video.
Yeah, I know that you had looked at numbers to try and figure out which live stream was most popular, or either for viewed after the fact or viewed live. But I bet you didn't even ask the people here right now watching you do this, if anybody has a favorite video or favorite stream from last year, if anybody can even remember. I mean, I know since this is Friday night for a lot of people, it's very possible that a lot of what you do is sort of in a fuzzy haze. I know it is for me.
That's a fair question, and I don't know why you had to put it like that, like I was neglecting something, but
No. That was me trying to lead into this nonchalant way of, hey, everybody,
since you've already proven you don't care about what anybody thinks,
which live stream was the best live stream of 2020?
let's talk about that. Yeah, in the last year, you guys showed up to a lot of live streams. Which one was your favorite? Which one did you like the best? I would love to hear that. That is absolutely a great question.
Transom said all of them, and Kegi said not the video card.
Yeah, that was...
Which is fair.
I don't feel good about myself sometimes.
Personally, I think the video card was kind of a highlight for me. I feel
Jody
like
enjoys my pain more than you guys do.
But, what do I know? What do I know? I just work here.
Whoa.
This is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I don't love this right here. You know what I really want, and I didn't prep for this. I'm not Tyson. I don't prep as good as he does. I really wish I had some photos of like rusty metal that I could take and distort and put on here. Be more fun, but I mean, for what I got, for what I'm working with, I think it's turned out okay. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna throw a wood wall up here. This part definitely looks like wood.
Yeah, I feel like I've been using SketchUp long enough that I want new versions of a lot of these materials. I've looked at these wood textures so many times that I might hate them a little bit.
That makes sense. That's fair.
Mm-mm. Oh, Aaron liked the Notre Dame one.
Oh man. If anybody says Cobra, they are banned permanently.
Finger poised over the ban button.
It's funny because that Notre Dame video, which is old, it is, I don't know, it's years old, but it is one of our most watched live streams, which is kind of crazy to me.
Was that done at the same time as the fire, or?
Yeah, it was after. Well, it was after the fire. It was as the government over there was trying to decide what to do, because I know that they ended up doing somebody on here probably knows the story better than I do, but I think they ended up with like a competition or something to find out what the new how to refinish the destroyed part. We just kind of, as that was happening, we just went in and we did a model of it, and I modeled for over an hour without saving. And that is, in case you were wondering where that, if you're new and haven't seen why Aaron gets harassed to save so often, that is it.
Maybe that's why people go to it. It's infamous at this point.
It really, yeah, I think so.
I bet if you go and you look at the timestamps, everybody jumps right to the crash moment.
Probably so also, yes, I bet.
Kagi said he liked the train collab series, which we were
That's
doing
fun.
that at the beginning of the year, right? Like the whole tag teaming and each person does a different
Yeah.
thing, but there's a theme for the whole month.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first ones Tyson took part in. That was cool. I'm just using some metal for the roof here.
I really, based on how rainy the environment looks there, I feel like this thing really needs the gutter or something that's not going to let the rain just run down all that glass.
I'm sticking to the source material though. I mean,
Oh yeah, I know, but it's
I agree.
obvious that
I agree.
robots don't seem to care. The robot machine and Midjourney doesn't seem to care about.
We got like a little 1 inch maybe lip there, but I mean, but also look at this. I mean, this is not. But you said space age polymer windows. That's where I was actually going with that question about the Andy Weir book.
Oh,
What was that?
Sorry.
45 minutes ago.
yeah. Wait to come back to that.
There's a material called xenonite in it, and I was actually wondering if anybody had read Project Hail Mary because of that, but I apparently forgot to. So we're good. Moving on.
I have not read that. I did go see the new Avatar movie.
Yes. Yeah, we saw it
you,
together.
In fact,
Yeah. Anybody else see that?
I thought so I saw something after the fact. I didn't go read the article, but like, you know, the scene, like, I think the moment where I'm like, this rendering has to just be what had to have been just so time consuming was someone crawling out of the water and they're like, it shows their hand on the rocks and water's splashing up against it and yada, yada. Saw something saying that like some of it was actually practical. Like it wasn't an actual rendering. Like they literally, and maybe that's why they gave them 5 fingers so that they could actually have them
Be people.
periodically have scenes with real hands.
That's good thinking.
No, that's not a spoiler. I mean, everybody knows that there's water stuff going on. It's really good though. It was enjoyable.
Well, I think I might have told you, but I read that there was something like 20, 30, 40 patents that they registered for software to render water doing different things. So bubbling or running over leather versus running over fabric. And that's incredible. It really was amazing.
It was definitely a spectacle worthy of watching in the theater, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely agree with that. I mean, I don't know. We saw it in 3D, but
yeah,
I never know what 3D brings to something.
Yeah. I feel like I spend the first third of the movie kind of getting used to and being critical of every little thing, and then at some point it becomes integrated enough that I don't notice it anymore. But yeah, I bet it was probably still every bit as good in normal 2D like a real human watches.
Well, and I was saying this. I think, not that anybody asked, but I got a microphone. My problem with 3D, see if you guys feel this way too. My issue with 3D is like me standing here. If I was in 3D, whoa, look at that.
Whoa, that is 3D.
Woo. Distracted, focus. Is that no matter how much depth I get right here, I'm still cut off right here. So having everything happen in that shape of the screen, it ruins 3D for me because I'm like, oh, something's floating in the middle of the screen, then it gets up to the edge and then gets chopped off. And it kind of ruins it. I think one of the reasons that this movie was less of that was because of all the water and like the wide shots of stuff happening in the water. And I think it was cool. I don't know. Great movie. Definitely see it on the big screen. 3D, I don't know. That's up to you. That's your call.
Speaking of 3D though, since you got a PS5 for Christmas, VR2 is coming out next month. They're new, and it's basically blows every other 3D, like commercial 3D system out of the water. Speaking of water,
that's a unbiased opinion. It blows everybody out of the water. That's not Sony saying that.
No, spec wise and everything, and all the reviews, like it was just at CES. They definitely are bringing a lot of tech that others are going to adopt, and there are more expensive VR systems that actually have better. But so far, it's the bee's knees.
So sorry, I just got called out. Ricos is how to draw a dome with the smallest amount of clicks. Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. Long time ago, many times in the past, I don't know. I kind of feel like, I don't know. I don't want to draw this anymore, I guess. There, I made it. But to that point specifically, I have said this. If you want to draw a circle, a dome, whatever, it is only a couple of clicks, and if you're struggling beyond this, it should be that simple to draw a sphere, and a dome is half of that. So if we just come in here and say, there we go, and there, now I got a dome. People say, oh, I can't do it. There's actually a video on our YouTube channel, which I think is 6-second sphere. And that was my contention in that video, is you shouldn't have to spend more than 6 seconds to draw it. And I believe we actually timed it on screen, like a little timer came up. But yeah, you don't have to dare me to draw a dome. I did it. So.
How dare you draw oh, wait. That's a completely different type of dare.
Yep, Remco said 6 seconds.
Perfect.
Cool.
That's what everybody likes.
You have no place in this model. Oh, wait, well, maybe this is something the kids play with, and we'll just tuck it right in the shed. All right, let's make that.
Wait, this could be the little outhouse.
Ooh, that's true. Hold on.
Oh no, that thing's not dome-like at all.
It is in my model. Nailed it. Done.
I like how the ground plane looks like there's sort of this low-level fog, like Dagobah style fog over all the ground there.
I like how we can't go a single live stream without making a Star Wars reference.
That's because SketchUp is so much like Star Wars.
I guess so. I guess that's how it all works.
I heard the original SketchUp was actually the original Star Wars was designed in SketchUp.
Like 20 years before it was made up?
Yeah, back in 1977.
Awesome. I'm going to take you and I'm going to put you, you're going to stand over here because you're in my way. All right. We're at that point where if I keep going, it's whatever the next level is, right? So we'd have to start detailing out more, or I don't know. I just wanted to do a conceptual model. I hate this. I hate the way this looks on the front. I'm gonna make it all the same.
Make it go away.
Yeah. All right. Ugh, I hate that too. Okay. But yeah. Anyhow, that was awesome. That was so much fun to do. Jack, thank you so much for reaching out and telling us about your process. I don't know, Jack, if you have if any of these images are on social media or anything like that. If so, please do shout it out so other people can go check them out, because we picked 3, but I think Jack shared something like 15 or different designs. So they're pretty cool. There's a bunch of them out there. Yeah, I like I said, the only thing I regret was not being able to spend a little more time coming in with some photoreal materials that we could use and slather it all over that. But yeah, that was definitely a fun model, and something like I said, I don't know, we might do a competition out of it. I was just throwing that out there to see if there's interest. But yeah, I mean, Midjourney and DALL-E and all those, you can still get a free account for all of them, right? You don't have to pay for a certain number of image generations.
Yeah,
Is that how it works?
you get a certain number of prompts. Well, for DALL-E, you get X number per month. I'm not sure if it's per month with Midjourney or just a finite starting point.
Yeah. So, hey, go play with that, because it's a cool tool also. But if you're looking for something original to model in SketchUp, that's a great way to get you started. Make something that you can work from. that was a lot of fun. Can you split the screen so you can have a render on one side? So generally, because this was a match photo, I had it like this so I could jump back to it super easy. If I wanted to have that up on the screen, what I tend to do, there's different ways to do this, but I would probably come in here to my styles, go to this watermark tab, and load that same image in as a watermark. Oops, my file screen's on the other page. And then take that watermark. Why? Come here, stuff. Take that watermark, put it in the background. Position it in the upper left corner. Shrink it down a little bit, maybe something like that. Finish, and there I would have that up there. And actually, if I was really spending some time on this, I'd probably go in and crop the beautiful background out of this, so I just had the important part. So I can make it a little bit bigger on the screen, but only take up enough space. So yeah, the other thing to do, so if I'm really, I do this when I live stream. That way everybody can see what I'm looking at, and it's all here for you guys. But if I was really doing this just for fun or practice or whatever, I have a second monitor right over there, and this would just be blown up as big as I get it on the monitor. That's how I'd normally do it if I was modeling for realsies. Good question, though. I appreciate that.
For realsies.
For realsies, yeah. I went there. Yeah, so that's what we got. We got that. That was pretty cool.
I think that looks like a genuine human representation of sci-fi artificial intelligence art.
Yeah, pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Awesome. Well, hey, we'll wrap it up. There's no need to belabor this thing, make it go on and on. Thank you again. Once again, I know I just said this, but thank you, Jack. That was a cool thing to get to do, and I love this kind of thing where you can hop in and try to make something in SketchUp because you can. So it was a good time. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's good to be back too. I'm with Jody. I'm trying to remember the last time I was on here live. It's been a while, and it wasn't because I don't like you guys. It's just how the schedule worked out. So yeah.
Yeah, so many flavors at this point.
Yeah, we got, and we're gonna. I'll just tell you guys right now, we are gonna keep going. We love doing these live streams. We love engaging with you guys. We love the feedback we get from you. So we are not gonna slow down by any means. We will be seeing a lot of us and a lot of streams coming up. So keep coming. We're just gonna stick with Friday at noon. Somebody will be here. On occasionally, there's this, like a holiday or something. Jody's birthday falls on a Friday, so whole office is taken off, celebrate him. But in general, we'll try to be here Fridays at noon. If you want to find out specifics about what we're modeling, that sort of thing ahead of time, you can head over to our forum, forums.sketchup.com, and we actually have a section called Happenings, and in there we put information up about our live streams before they happen. So, but that's all I can think of to say.
Did you say who it is next week, or what they're doing next week? I'm sorry.
I believe Professor Eric will be back, and I think he's going to be doing some interior design related content. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, we've been talking for many days about many things, and I don't remember what exactly we said he's going to do.
This runs together.
I'll be totally honest. I was glad I made it into the studio, remember where this was. So, but no, it's going to be awesome. And it's just going to be a fun year. We're going to have lots of content. We're going to show SketchUp. We're going to show SketchUp users. It's going to be great. So hang out with us. Come and see us live. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. And I just got to throw a plug out for campus. So I got to hang out with Tyson and Eric and talk about campus a lot this week. Super cool. I don't know how many of you guys have gone through campus courses, but anybody who's new to SketchUp, just checking this out, head over to learn.sketchup.com and try out some of those courses because there's some cool stuff on there. And it's really the best way to have like organized learning if you're somebody who wants to sit down and be taught a lesson. It is really cool. But yeah,
I like how taught a lesson can mean different things. I don't want to be taught a lesson. I'm
let me
gonna,
teach you something. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll let you go. And you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for hanging out with us. And I hope we see you back here next Friday, if not on the channel before then. So
take care, everybody.
all right. See you guys.